Sir, unmute చేసుకోండి sir.
Okay. So now okay. So increase the load. When the load is increased, we should have more transformer to supply the load. When large transformer is not available, small transformers can be used to supply the required load, and so small transformers, they are easily transportable. Increase the reliability. That means if a single transformer is supplying the total load, then what happens? If the transformer goes, so entire load cannot be supplied. That means the power supply will be gone. If a number of transformers are connected in parallel, if one transformer fails, other transformer will supply the load. Therefore, there is an increased reliability. As I said, transportation is easier for small transformers instead of single large transformer. So what are the conditions for parallel operation? Voltage ratio of all connected transformers must be same. That is first condition. Per unit impedance of each transformer on its own base must be same. I think you know what is per unit impedance means. Per unit means generally we will express resistance, reactance, etc. in ohms, voltage in volts, current in amperes. Instead of expressing all these things in different units, we have one special unit that is called per unit. Means actual value by base value. It is just like a percentage. You know, 100% like that we will do. Number of marks got divided by total marks into 100, like that. Some percentage, how we convert like that, we'll convert any unit into any unit into per unit. That means any value, either ohms or etc. The per unit representation has more advantages. Instead of telling 10 ohms, 20 ohms, 15, 16 ohms, like that, it is better to tell 1 per unit, 1.5 per unit. It states that 1 per unit means rated value. 1.5 per unit means 50% extra. 0.5 per unit means half of that value. Like that, we will express the values in terms of per unit. That is more advantageous. Generally, these designers will give the values in terms of per unit rather than direct values. So that impedance of each transformer must be same. Polarity of all connected transformers must be same. While connecting the transformers in parallel, should see the polarity should be same. Otherwise, as we said in the previous case, if the polarity is not same, then there will be circulating currents. Phase sequence must be identical in all parallel transformers. Proper phase sequence must be corrected. Short circuit impedances should be approximately equal. So these are all various conditions while conducting the parallel operation. So let us take two transformers connected in parallel here. We can observe this primary side that is connected to supply, secondary side they are connected to
Sir, unmute చేసుకోండి sir.
Thank you. So this is what you have seen. Supply side primaries, secondary side load connected. When they you can say that they are in parallel operation. When their primary windings are connected to common supply bus bar, secondary windings are connected to common load. So we can observe the connection like this. So see, both the primaries are connected to common supply, but these two secondaries are connected to load. So like means they are connected like this. This is ZA of the transformer, either Z1, ZA, anyway you can say. This is ZB. So they are supplying I1 plus I2 because current is divided into two parts, I1 plus I2. I1 plus I2 is equal to IL is the current here. So here the power supply is same, they are connected in parallel. Load means the current. So necessary of parallel operation already you have seen. So For supplying large load, it is uneconomical to have single transformer, as we said. Total load required may be supplied by appropriate number of transformers of standard size. This reduces spare capacity of the substation. There is a scope for future expansion of the substation. Sometimes expansion of the substation is required. In such case, the load will be increased. Then whatever the capacity of the transformer installed may not be sufficient. We need some more transformer to be added for that. That means it should be connected in parallel to the existing transformer. Then we need parallel operation of the transformers. Uninterrupted supply. Okay. Uninterruptible supply is possible even if one of the transformer fails. It's taken out for the maintenance. That's what I said. Sometimes the transformer will be taken for maintenance, or sometimes the transformer may fail. In both the cases, parallel operation is useful one. These are all extension to whatever the discussion we have already. Condition already have seen. Properly connected with regards to polarity. Polarity of the transformer must be same. So this is what we have seen. Polarities means, you see, this is the correct connection. Means here at the dot, here at the dot, the current entering on the top. Therefore, they are connected properly. Here also, dot convention is there. So it is connected like this. Parallel connection means like this. Okay. So if you see, this is the wrong connection. Why? Because what is the wrong connection here? Here current enters, again goes like this. So if you observe these two pictures, what is the difference you can find? So these should be properly parallel, and here the current entering this side. Okay, so here the supply is given here, and the load is connected between these 2 points. But whereas here the load is given between those 2 points, this is not proper. Okay, properly the polarities must be checked. So the turns ratio of the transformer should be same. That's what we said. Voltage ratings. Voltage ratings and voltage ratios of the transformer should be identical. So you can see this picture already have seen. So conditions for satisfactory operation, impedances should be same. The condition is not met. If the impedance is not same, then what happens? Transformers will not share the load according to their kVA ratings. Normally, transformers depends upon the kVA rating. They should share the load. Higher kVA, they have to share more load. Low kVA, they have to share less load. If the impedances are not the same, then they cannot share the load according to kVA ratings. It can be corrected by inserting proper amount of resistance. In such case, proper amount of resistance must be inserted to match the impedances of the transformers. The reactance resistance ratios of the transformers should be same in order to avoid circulating currents. So why resistance, reactance to resistance ratio, X by R ratio must be same. If X by R ratio means power factor, that is not same, then leads to circulating currents. Power factor of the load supplied by the transformers will not be equal, because load is different, the power factors are not equal. One transformer will be operating with a higher, another transformer with a lower factor than that of the load. They will supply different loads in terms of power factor if you speak. So coming to the parallel operation of two ideal transformers. Okay. So this is a picture. The primaries of the two windings are supplied with same supply, but secondaries, both the secondaries are connected to the load like this. So they are supplying I1, I2 current. The sum of these two currents equal to I. So let us see the phasor diagram. Two ideal, as we said, two ideal transformers. So now we will consider the ideal case of two transformers having same voltage ratio and their voltage triangles are same. So you can see this is a V2, this is V02 or E. This diagram I have seen in the phasor diagram. This is the current I, lagging power factor, and this is the IR, this is IX, this is IZ. So voltage triangles of both the transformers are same. These the voltage for both, but I1, I2, they are supplied by different transformers. But this is same for both the transformers. So applying KCL for the above circuit, I is equal to I1 plus I2. Secondary voltage, if you take V2 is equal to E minus IA into ZA. Okay. So that is equal to, because secondary voltage is same, voltage across this load is same, which is equal to voltage across this and voltage across this. Here we are taking either 1 or A. Don't confuse with the nomenclature. So if you see that one, V2 is equal to E minus IA ZA or I1 Z1 is equal to E minus IB ZB. Also I1 Z1 equal to I2 Z2. Therefore we can take I1 by I2 is equal to Z2 by Z1. The ratio of currents equal to ratio of their inverse of the ratio of their impedances. So applying current divider rule, you can calculate I1, I2. So what is the current supplied by each transformer? You can calculate using this formula by equating voltages of both the sides. So if you take the parallel operation of two transformers with equal voltage ratio, here we will take two conditions: with equal voltage ratio, without equal voltage ratio. These are two important points you have to consider in parallel operation. So we can see here EA is equal to EB, equal voltage ratio, means both the transformers E1 E2 ratio is same. In such case, how it would be, let us see. So we can draw the same circuit like this: EA EB. So both are same, therefore EA is equal to EB. It is applied to this parallel connection using Thevenin's law. You can convert this one to this. This is the one, this is the equivalent circuit. So if you go for theory of this, let us now consider the case of two transformers connected in parallel having equal voltage ratios. Two transformers are having no load secondary voltage. No load secondary voltage same. That means E02 is same. Equal voltage ratio means no load secondary voltage is same. These voltages are in phase with each other. This is possible. When this is possible, if magnetizing currents of two transformers are not much different. Normally transformers, because of the magnetizing current, there is a problem. If the magnetizing current is same, then other part will be same. This is represented as shown in this figure. So let us see this picture. Where single phase transformer, this is V2. Okay, this is V02. This is the IAIB supplied by two transformers separately. So this is the resultant current I, total current, load current. Total load current is an angle of phi with respect to the V2 output voltage. This is phi A, phi B, individual transformer phase angle with respect to the voltage. And here you can see IARA, IAXA, IARB, IBXB. So this is a general phasor diagram for two transformers. So the phasor diagram under this condition shown, the two impedances Z1, Z2 are in parallel. Z1, Z2 are with respect to secondary. Values of Z1, Z2 are with respect to secondary side you are calculating. So we'll see the derivations of that part after completing these unequal voltage ratios. Unequal voltage ratios means two transformers working in parallel having unequal voltage ratio. Voltage ratio is not same. The voltage ratio of two transformers not equal means the parallel operation under this case is still possible. Unequal voltage ratio also still possible. Seen previously, there should be circulating current under no load condition. With unequal voltage ratio, there will be some circulating current that you have to calculate. So let us come to the derivative part. Unequal voltage ratio. Transformer 1 is slightly more than transformer 2. Let us take the voltage ratio of 1 is more than voltage ratio of 2. So that induced EMF E1 is greater than E2. Because transformation ratio is more means automatically the voltage is more. E1 is greater than E2. Because E1 is greater than E2, both are in parallel, there will be a circulating current in the loop. Okay, circulating current in the loop. What is that circulating current? Is nothing but E1 minus E2 by sum of the two impedances. So from the circuit diagram, you can calculate E1 is equal to, what is E1? V2 plus I1 Z1. If you see the previous picture, V2 is equal to E1 plus I1 Z1. V2 is equal to V2 plus I2 Z2. You can write like this. Okay. V2 plus I1 Z1, V2 plus I2 Z2. What is the total current I1 plus I2? Therefrom, what is V2 actually? Total current into total impedance of the load. So you know IL is equal to I1 plus I2 into ZL. Therefrom, we can write now E1 is equal to I1 plus I2. In place of I, you can write this I into ZL, you know, I1 plus I2 into ZL. So here V2 is equal to I into ZL. That means I1 plus I2 into ZL plus I1 Z1. You are writing here. What is E2? V2 means I1 plus I2 into ZL plus I2 Z2. So we got E1, E2 formulas in terms of I1, I2, ZL, Z1, Z2. So now we want E1 minus E2. Therefore, E1 minus E2 is equal to subtracting these two. We will get E1 minus I2 in terms of I1, I2, Z1, Z2. Therefrom, we can calculate I1 as well as I2. So that means if you know Z1, Z2, ZL, then you can calculate E1, E2 from circulating current phenomena. Okay. So therefore, similarly, I2 you will get after simplifying that you can go through that literature, and I1 also you can get. So if you add I1, I2, you will get a final load current like this. That means E1, E2, Z1, Z2, if you know, you will get total load current. Therefore, what is the total load voltage? IL into Z. So dividing both numerator denominator by Z1, Z2, this equation C, if you divide the Z1, Z2, we can further simplify like this. I1 is equal to E1 into Z2 by ZL into Z1 plus Z2, E1 minus E2 by Z1 plus Z2. This is circulating current. I1 is equal to circulating current plus this part. I2 is equal to the current supplied minus circulating current. Okay. So this is more, this is less. Because E1 is more than E2. So before going to discuss this problem, let me go through this parallel operation discussion in some other way. You can see this slide. Okay, so I have seen the advantages and the disadvantages of this parallel operation already. Switched off and on depending upon the power demand, cost. 1 unit is more, 2 or more transformers can be installed by replacing 1 big unit. Conditions for parallel operation I have seen. So these I have shared this material with you already. So this is the connection diagram for 2 transformers in parallel. These 2 are parallel. These 2 are connected again parallel to the load. So this diagram already have seen. Let me check some derivative part. So no load operation. So AB conditions are essential. The voltmeter in series with 2 secondaries can check the proper polarity. So after checking the proper polarity, we will go ahead with the operation. So here in this case, EA is equal to EB. Let us take the voltage across these 2 secondaries are same. Then there will be no circulating current. I said voltage ratio is same. Then no circulating current. Voltage ratio is different. There will be circulating current. Already have checked that. If EA is not equal to EB, then what happens? There is a circulating current. What is the circulating current? EA minus EB divided by this ZEA plus ZEA. ZEA is the impedance of this part, impedance of this part. If EA is greater than EB, circulating current, it flows in this direction. That means I1 is greater than I2. So we have applied EA minus IA into ZEA is equal to EB plus IB into ZEB, which is equal to V. We can equate. So from this, let us see a small derivation. On no load operation with equal voltage ratios, EA is equal to EB and IC equal to 0. In such case, we can write the diagram like this. This is equivalent is this one. You have seen this one. EA, EB you can write, and ZA, ZB we can draw in parallel. So voltage equation of the transformer for equal voltage ratios. Then from this we can write EA minus IA into ZEA is equal to V. The voltage across this parallel path. If you write this loop equation, if you write EA minus IA ZEA is equal to V, which is nothing but I into Z. So since EA is equal to EB, we can write in this formula. We have 10 minutes left. Let us finish. You can write in this formula EB in place of EA. You can write EB into IA Z equal to VP. So from that, you simplify this equation. You will get IA ZEA is equal to IB ZEB. Therefrom, you can write I is equal to IA plus IB. You know these two currents, I1 plus I2, like that, IA plus IB. So we'll get IA with current division rule, IB with the current division rule. Therefrom, multiplying V on both sides, will get the MVA rating of transformer A and transformer B. So with unequal voltage ratios, already we have seen there will be a circulating current, and we have gone through this derivation. What is that circulating current? How to calculate? So this we have seen already. Okay, this is the circulating current, IA, IB. So this is the way we can discuss with equal voltage ratios, without equal voltage ratios, how the parallel operation would be, what is the use of the parallel operation, what is the condition for parallel operation. So I will finish one or two problems on this. Let us see. Two single phase transformers share a load of 400 kVA with power factor 0.8 lagging. Their equivalent impedances refers to secondary given, Z02 of first transformer, Z01, Z02 of second transformer. Both are given. Calculate the load shared by each transformer. So first ZA, ZB, that means refers to secondary, you take. Here the important thing is, it is first you have to take into rectangular coordinates into polar coordinates. Then if you sum up ZA plus ZB, you will get the polar coordinate like this. Then what is SL that is given? They have given 400 kVA at a power factor of 0.8 lagging. Then you can write 400 at an angle of minus cos inverse 0.8, because the lagging minus we are keeping. We can write that one as kVA like this. Then what is the SA, first transformer kVA rating? From the formula, ZB by ZA plus ZB into total kVA, load kVA. So if you substitute these values, because the division is easy with polar coordinates rather than rectangular coordinates, because complex numbers we have to write, that is very complex. Calculator okay, but if you convert this rectangular to polar, it is better to, it is easy to divide and multiply. So if you substitute all these values, you will get SJ at a power factor of 0.776 lagging. What is SB? ZA by ZA plus ZB into SL. Substitute these values. It is supplying 178.3 kVA at power factor of 34. That is the cos 34.2. That is 0.8261 lagging. So this is the way the division of the power, 220 to 178. So sum together, it is 400 kVA. So this is the way it will be divided. Higher power shared by transformer 1, low power shared by transformer 2. It all depends upon their ratings. Okay. So this is the problem. This is the way parallel operation, load shared by each transformers can be calculated. Now we'll discuss. We'll continue our discussion with tap changes.